gonna turn the battery on. I'm gonna pre-charge the circuit. Turn the big boy on. Just gonna see how far this thing actually works. Got a top speed of 37 miles an hour, I believe. Let's see if maybe I can hear it as I go out there. Maybe it's 400 to the very other side of this field. It's not really all that far. We're gonna have to do better than that. But if you're just working on local tows with the turnaround, I mean, you're gonna stay closer to the truck anyways. Let's see. Listen. I hear it. Yeah, I still hear it. I'm running out of field to try it. I won't be happy for step towing until I've got a perfect reeling system. And I do believe I'll have to run our Arduino or a Raspberry Pi for a custom remote for step towing, because it really has to be right for step towing. It's just simple and right. There's nobody down there to verify if it's going right. And I'm sure if you got a problem on tow or payout when you're on your step, they could lock you down pretty fast. And if you cut loose, your drone chute won't work, and you end up laying line over all kinds of shit. So step towing is I think it's a whole nother monster. All right, we're gonna put some string out. This is when it gets really scary, because this stuff rat's nests if you don't do it right. Let me see here. All right, I'm going to pull the string all the way across the field, and I've got this. I've got, my data logging going on, and I'm not watching the real-time data because I'm not going to be there. I'm not taking my Android, but I could take my cell phone out there and probably read the data. I've got the maximum amperage set at 200, which is really, really strong, but I'm going to turn it down via the remote. And I'll probably start at 25% of 200. Still got the top speed of 37, so it won't pass that. But I'm going to be controlling amperage instead of speed, so that it should keep a resistance better than, I don't know. We're just testing. I'm going to carry this all the way out there and try to reel it in while I walk behind it. It'll go backwards if I want. I have that topped out at 7 miles an hour, but I don't think I need it to pay out because the resistance isn't so great that I just can't pull it while I walk. Well, let's see. It's pulling me. That's barely pulling me. That ain't enough. So let me double this, but it seemed like it was chugging, which would be 100 amp max. Hopefully this pulls and doesn't rat now. Oh shit. That's nice. It's not enough that I can't handle it. And when I'm off power, it reels out. A little bit of power to take up the slack. All right, a little more power. That worked okay. It didn't jerk too hard, too fast. It wasn't the smoothest thing. I don't know if it's because I don't know. It wasn't the smoothest, but it wasn't horrible. I could hang on to it. It'd pull against me pretty hard. Nothing real scary. If I'd have just dropped to the ground, I doubt it would have drugged me anywhere. That was at about 100 amp max. The thing can actually, if I'm guessing, it'll handle 150 to 200. So it ain't got a whole lot more juice. A little bit more juice in there. But I see a little bit of looseness in the spool, but I think that's because I didn't spool it out as far, and it was loose when I came out here. it's going to require 2 spools. You're going to have to unspool it from time to time to straighten it back out. But I'm going to put a turnaround in down there, and we're going to make it twice as long. See how the turnaround works. But so far, no big problems, except the spooling. See how it, but I don't think that's this round. I think the center is pretty tight. That's from where I spooled it before I came out here. I'm gonna go get the turnaround buckle out, put an anchor down there, see how that all works out. And then I'll be pulling myself that way. So stay tuned. Right here. Not sure that needs to spin, because that spinning would probably be a bad thing. But if it needs stuck, I'll just weld that. Oh, it's not a big deal. It'll be fixed. Here we go. This is barely on the trigger. A little more on the trigger. Ooh. Holy shit. Okay. Ah, that popped right out. I'm wearing gloves. 200 amp is a lot. Spool this out a little bit. And, yeah, we're not going to just jump on 200 amp like that. Alright, let's try this again. I can see it's laying down into itself because of how tightly I'm holding that. But whew, this is why I didn't wrap that around my finger. That's a 200 amp will do it. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to redo the data, but shoot. Let's be more careful with that. I hurt my fingers. Alright. Oh, she stretched. I'm going to try this with speed control. I have plenty of room on this spool. So this is only about a third of the line we have. A ton of room on this spool. I don't know. We'll see. As I drag it out, I can feel if it has bad spots. It definitely, reeling in, this thing gets swinging. And I believe it's causing the amperage control to, man, it'll jerk you on your face. So the turnaround buckle actually solved that. It isolates the pull, so there is something to the turnaround, guaranteed. Let's try the speed control. I don't know if speed control is better or not. That's touchy as fuck. Let me try a couple other settings. Holy crap. Yeah, the speed control's touchy, and it had a couple of bad spots too. Alright, this is current. This is gonna be current control again. No reverse with brake. I think we're gonna have the same thing as, might be using this on turnaround just to keep it smoother. Spooled up good though. I don't know. It's that very low current that it's got that oscillation thing. I don't know if that's gonna pull somebody on their face or not. It's possible. Maybe I need to check, see if there's some settings that'll let me slow down the ramping time. All right, we're still doing current. I wonder if you get far enough out without the turnaround, if it makes this oscillation worse or better. I don't know. More testing. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go to the turnaround for one more full pull in. Tearing this up again. I better not. Let me just pull this out because I got a little bit wild on this last wrap. I'm gonna have to polish this before we do any further testing. Actually, let me just polish that right now. Looks like a 10mm. Alright, I'm going to go to the turnaround. I've got it set to current control. It's set at 200 max, which is way more than I'm going to want to get into. But I actually do have the data logging started, so we're going to see, what it does. I'm mostly interested in the slow start when you're running. How do we keep the slack on it, but not pull somebody to where they trip and fall? Once you're going and you pour into the power, it smooths out. The turnbuckle, I think, makes it smoother, but it also creates, wear at the turn on the rope and needs twice as much rope. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to go down there and then I'll come back and we'll see if there's any difference between when you're doing it with the turnbuckle or when you're just close. Yeah, I think with the rope long enough and you're paying attention on the throttle, that it's doable. I heard a little bit of noise. I'll have to review the footage, make sure this ring isn't clacking, but hell yeah. That's hard on the lower back, trying to hold tension against it while you're running. If I'd had a wing, that'd be off the ground. I know it. So, all right. All right, well, there's not really a whole lot more I can test until I've got room and I can put some of these personal health in danger. You know, that's what I'm gonna need is a ballsy guinea pig. But also I need to get some spacers or do something with that turnaround pulley, because my little spacer there, the string could slip right by, and that's not gonna work. But I believe either way, with the turnaround or just straight out, I think it's gonna work. You know, once the lines, that's how it's spooled up. Which yeah, that's not a bad spool job. It's got a couple loose out here, not bad. So and there's plenty of room. I mean, we haven't even barely. The only question is, when there's 150 pounds worth of load on it, is it going to bend anything on the spool? So this is why we test things. The polish job seemed to work down here. Just took this thing just need a little bit of. I got a bunch more of those, so that's about it. My back isn't going to take much more. I'll pay for this tomorrow, but so far it's looking like we might have a winner. So peace out. I'm gonna crunch some numbers and smoke me a fresh cigarette in celebration of success so far.